Hey everyone, it's Justine, and welcome to the Inspiring Handmade Holiday Paper Crafting Parade, say that 3 times fast, with Scrapbook.com. Join me and many others as we celebrate a week of Scrapbook.com's amazing exclusive products. We're going to be using things like the hybrid inks, the domed blending tools, stencils, and stamps to create lots of holiday cards. There are 20 of us, of your favorite crafters, that are using the products, and we're celebrating and also offering a giveaway. So be sure to leave a comment at each stop on the hop. Scrapbook.com is giving away a $100 gift certificate to one lucky winner. In order to be eligible, you have to leave a comment letting us know a little bit about your holidays at each of the 20 hop stops along with your email. It's that easy. Share a favorite tradition, a memory, a memorable handmade gift, anything is fine. The giveaway closes on December 3rd, and winners will be notified and announced no later than Monday, December 9th. The winner will be notified through email, and you have 72 hours to respond and claim your prize. Good luck! Don't forget as well that it is Black Friday week from November 26th to November 30th, and you can get 30, 40, and 50% off Scrapbook.com's exclusive products, and there's also a freebie offered each day as well, and also some exclusive products. So be sure to check out the coupon section of Scrapbook.com. I have it linked below in the video description. Please consider using my link, as it allows me to make a small commission at no cost to you and helps keep this channel running. All right, let's jump in. For my card today, I'm going to create this very simple card featuring some beautiful stamps and dies from Scrapbook.com, so let's get started. I'm going to start off by opening up a pack of flat cards. These are pre-cut Neenah Solar White cardstock sold by Scrapbook.com. They measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's nice that they're pre-cut, so don't have to worry. I've also taken several of the Scrapbook.com nesting dies, and I've cut them in my die cutting machine using Inkadinkado masking paper. Now, I'm going to place these stars randomly all over my card, ensuring that some of them are off of the cardstock as well to give it a more natural look. While I'm placing these down, I just wanted to mention that all the supplies I'm using are listed below in the video description, and you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel for lots of holiday inspiration and ideas through card making. So once I was finished with my background and placing all of the stars, I grabbed 3 of my Distress Oxide inks, Tumbled Glass, Broken China, and Salty Ocean. I'm using some of the new blending tools from Scrapbook.com, which I decided to just call them domies because they have the sponge that is dome-shaped, unlike the Ranger blending tool, and these ones I absolutely adore for blending, and that's how I kind of differentiate between my Ranger blending tool and my Scrapbook.com one. These are just domies. So what's great about these is it's really easy to detach the Velcro sponge on them, and so you can go ahead and you can grab and change out your sponges depending on the color. However, I've ordered so many of these tools so far because I love them. I do have 3 with these sponges already attached to them, but just remember, refill packs are available if you need them. So I'm going ahead and I'm blending the background, and this background here, I'm starting off of my cardstock on my Tim Holtz glass mat. I'm using a circular motion and blending towards the center of my cardstock, filling up the white spaces slowly, and I am overlapping the colors to give myself a nice smooth blend. This is one of my favorite blends with the Distress Oxides, the Tumbled Glass, Broken China, and Salty Ocean, because you get some blue tinges as well as some teal. Once you're all finished blending, then you can go ahead and carefully remove the stars. Just remember, if you have inky fingers at all, to wash your hands beforehand, or ensure that you have a piece of tape protecting them when you're doing your blending so they don't get dirty in the first place, which I always seem to forget to do. So I'm now finished my background, but I need to add my sentiment. So I grabbed a sentiment from the Big Bold Christmas set. Scrapbook.com has 2 of these stamp sets, and they're actually sold as a bundle for an even cheaper price. And they have 3 of these really large sentiments that work perfect for 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cards because they are pretty much the same width. And these are some of my favorite stamps to use this holiday season. I've used them in so many different cards. So I'm using some embossing ink from Scrapbook.com, and I'm going to be inking up this stamp here. Then I went ahead and I grabbed a piece of scrap paper and some silver embossing powder and just poured it over top of the sentiment. And I'm going to use my heat tool to heat this up and melt the embossing powder. One of my absolute favorite things to do is watch embossing powder melt. I always find it just magical every time I do it. And then all I need to do really is just trim this down so that it is the same width as my card. Now, I can never get enough of the blue-silver combination during the holidays, so I decided to make some of my own silver paper. Since I had a silver embellishment, or the sentiment was embossed in silver, I wanted to ensure that my embellishments were embossed in the same silver. So I grabbed another piece of that Neenah Solar White cardstock. I am using my embossing ink to just stamp directly onto the cardstock itself, not using a stamp or anything this time. I'm going to go ahead and cover this piece of paper in embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat it up. I am going to do something a little bit different though, and after I had heat embossed it, I waited for it to cool off. I added my embossing ink again and added more embossing powder on top. I'm going to do this a total of 3 times so I get a nice smooth embossing powder with no texture. I find that the more embossed layers that you do, the smoother it gets each time and the more beautiful that it looks. It also melts extremely fast and compared to the first time you do it, so it's also really quick to do. I'm going to use these little star dies here from Altenew. They come in a 3-pack with a bunch of different size mini stars, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. Now before I add all my embellishments and glue everything down, I'm just going to glue my card base together, or my card panel onto my card base. I'm using a brand new pack here of card bases. These are pre-cut and pre-scored from scrapbook.com. They come with both a top folding card as well as a side folding card, depending on what you prefer. I've also gone ahead and taken the liberty of cleaning off my craft mat before I do this because I had all the ink from my blending on there and I don't want to get it all over the back of my card. So now my card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so is my panel. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that down just slightly. The panel itself I cut down to 4 by 5 1/4 just so I could leave a little bit of a white frame around my card. I'm going to use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to glue this onto the back of my card. I'm going to go ahead and attach my sentiment as well. I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to the card though, so I'm using some scrapbook.com 3D foam squares. These are my favorite foam squares to use at the moment. I have been using them for a couple of months and I absolutely love them. And the reason why I love them so much is how easy the backings come off of them. It literally takes me 2 seconds to peel these off. I don't need fingernails or anything like that. So I'm just going to add that to my card. It just adds a little something, adding that shadow there because of the dimension. I really, really like the way that it looks. I'm adding some of my stars that I've gone ahead and die cut off screen, and I have the silver embossed look on them. I'm going to be using some of the same glue I used earlier to do my card panel, and I'm just going to place these in some of the open areas. I kind of want to keep it to an odd number. Odd numbers tend to be more pleasing to the eye. I did not know this, but apparently it's because when things are even, our eyes like to try and sort them into 2 different piles, so to say. And so that's why odd numbers, your eyes or your brain doesn't try and do that exercise, so that's why it's more pleasing to the eye. Who knew? So even though it looked good with 6, I decided to add that 7th because I didn't want to disappoint my brain function. All right, to finish up the card, I'm going to be stamping the inside of the card. There is a perfect sentiment stamp from scrapbook.com, and it's a mini set, so it's really affordable. The Christmas Fun Card Sentiments. And I am going to be adding one of the sentiments here. So using my Misty stamping tool, I added "Christmas is the perfect reason to make cards for my favorite people. Congrats for making the list." I think this is kind of a cute sentiment to put on the inside of cards and a little humorous. And so I really liked the way that that looked. And the only thing I'm going to do to finish up my card is off screen, I will stamp my personalized stamp on the back. So here's a look at the card. Don't forget to hop along. There are some great prizes. So leave a comment on each one of the videos that you get to watch or each one of the blogs you get to stop off on. And I will see you soon for another card video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.